Live. Auntie D is live. What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on? Auntie D is live. Auntie D is live. What's going on? Hi. Lumley. Hi, Lumley. Haven't seen you in a while, Lumley. How are you doing? Welcome to the live. How are you doing, Lumley? You have not been here in a long time, but I'm happy to have you. How are you? How are you? What, by the way, what part of the world are you calling? Sorry, are you texting me from? Where in the world? What is it like? What's the weather like? Here it's very cold. It's very cold here. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? How has your day been? I try to keep okay. I try to keep my time. Last night I wanted to be on 8 o'clock, and tonight I made sure I was going to let 8 o'clock pass and I didn't come on. You can like up the live, man. Thumbs up the live. You're from the USA. So that means you're having cool weather, right? It's cool here. It's cool all over, right? Happy to have you guys. How was your day been, Lumley? How was your day been? Has it been a rewarding day? Did you enjoy the day? Did you have rain? What is it about the day that is remarkable? Thank you for liking the live. Believe me, I was having my dinner earlier, and the dinner was so nice. It was good. Sorry, I just ate the dinner so quickly because I was enjoying it, And I see, let me hurry and come because I want to be on early so I can get to spend some good amount of time with you guys. You didn't do anything much, okay, but you're here. Do you have a channel, only? Do you have a channel? Welcome, guys. As you come on the live, guys, touch the thumbs up and like up the live. Thank you. Like up the live. And come on in, man. Come on in to the channel and let us have a nice talk. Good night, Tabitha. Tatia, you're early. You are early. How are you? How was your day? How was your day? I hope you had a good day today. I hope you all welcome to the live. All those who are yes, you do. I'm happy. All those who are coming in, like up the live and come on in and help Auntie D to talk about a very interesting topic. You guys sometimes have topics. I have a topic, and we can share. When I come with a topic, people tend to want to just listen, and I want to listen to you too when you come with a topic. Walker Myers. Hey, Walker, I've not seen in a long time. Where have you been? Where have you been, Walker? Have you been strolling? Thanks. Give God thanks to be alive. Um, we're gonna. Do you have a topic, Walker, to come with before I say anything further? Why is somebody coming so early to do nonsense now? Guys, I want you to be respectful. Why is Walker talking about twerk? You come back down. Stop motion. Didn't you see me put you out for a couple of days? Why you come back with the same thing? You come back, you need me to put you out for another couple of days again? And if you and Walker come to create a problem, I'll just block you out, guys. Totally. Doesn't make any sense. You come and you're not contributing. I don't know why you're putting up this twerk, twerk, twerk. So if you come to give problem, I will just solve the situation. Yeah. I don't want anybody coming with foolishness. We are here to talk sense, not foolishness, right? Put up a lot of thing on twerk, twerk, twerk. So persons cannot be obedient. I'm going to simply, oops. We are here for a purpose. We're not here to have a joke. No, I can't speak Arabic. Thank you. If persons are going to come here to waste other people's time, I'll just get them out of the way. Right? We are busy people, and we're not here to waste time. Right? We're not here to waste time. I don't want any time wasters on my channel. Hi, Sonia, how are you doing? Right? Some persons are just coming to create a problem. I just say I'm going to spend a little time, and by the time I'm about to start, some persons coming on with their foolishness. I don't want any nonsense here. Everybody's time is important. Nobody have any time to waste. So if anybody's going to come here to waste their time, don't try to waste other people's time. Go somewhere else and waste your time. Right? I don't want any time wasters here. Tabitha, Tatia, is there anything specific? Yes, idle hands just rush in. They're just rushing. So I'm going to stop the fingers then. Is there any specific you'd like to share with us tonight? I don't know where they were. They just, by the time it turned on that, they were just waiting to dash on. No, I am not from Canada. Where are you from, Ahmed Omar? Where are you from? What part of the world are you from? Persons come on, they want to know your name, where you're from, and they will not even answer a question. They don't try to answer a question, they don't try to contribute anything. Right? And they come to make problems. Okay, you're from Sudan. Okay, welcome, Sudanese. Happy to have you on. I'm not prejudiced about anybody's race or where they are from, but we must be respectful. Right? What is it you want to share with us tonight, Ahmed? Is there anything particular you'd like to share with us tonight? You must have come with an intention to share. Don't tell me you come to just swallow. You come to share, right? What's your purpose of coming tonight? You want to share that with us? It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be simple. I mean, maybe I could say, what's your reason why you stopped by Auntie D tonight? You must have a reason. I'm from Canada, right? So what is it you want to share? Are you in Canada? Are you from Canada? You say you're from Sudan. So what do you want to contribute tonight? Yeah, I realize there have some people, they don't have anything to do. So as they see you turn on your life, they run like when you wake up antness, just to scatter themselves. because they don't want persons to communicate. That's how the devil do things. Set up people all over to create distraction. But nobody's going to come here and run me off before I'm ready. If I come for 1 hour or 10 minutes, that's me. Thank you so much, Sonia. They're just giving pure problems. I didn't come on today because I was busy. And I say, let me try and come on this time. And when I said 7:30, I end up reaching on almost I think it's near 9 o'clock or something like that. And I said, boy, the time is running away so quick. Let me stop what I'm doing and hurry come. And as I turn it on, I didn't even sit up straight. That's the first thing I hear. Keep asking and behaving like they're crazy. I have to be giving people time out. They are responsible. Even if they are children, they need to be controlled. They don't leave them to go around creating problems. Because sometimes they are children, take their parents' phone and don't know what to do, but they're playing around. Headless, headless chicken them. Is there anything in particular you'd like to share with us tonight, Tatia? Anything in particular? I know you have some good ideas, man, you'd like to share. Something, maybe, we can go on from there. I don't want to be the one now. I don't want to throw out what I want to say first. I want to hear others. And, as we go along, we can contribute. Sometimes I realize when I come with that topic, nobody wants to say anything. You don't have anything tonight. Nobody wants to say anything. And they're just listening, and I'm the only one talking until my throat is almost dry. So you don't have anything to say. Okay. All right. So I'm going to look at say migration. Migration, not just migration as going to another country. Within the same, can be within the same parish or wherever, but you're not in your original space. So we first have to understand what migration is all about, right? And then we can move on from there. And I think when a person is going to migrate, right, they are going to be moving from the original place where they would normally live. So you migrate from one parish, maybe we were living in the country parts, you migrate to the town area, or you migrate from the grill and go and live in Kingston or Montego Bay. So you're moving away from your original, right? You're not a citizen of that place. You move away until first you're going to be there for a period of time, and then you can be recognized as one as you go along. But when you go into another country, that is different, right? So let us look at it generally, general migration. I'm not going about migration like how they are doing the thing now, with people going different places. I'm not going into that aspect of migration. That's immigration. I'm not going to that part. I'm looking at where parents, when children migrate, moving away from their homes to live with other persons, they migrate, how the parenting styles affect those children, right? How the parenting styles affect those children. Do they perform as they would normally do when, for example, you have some relatives, I don't want to say friends, and maybe an older sister or some older relative, maybe living in the city. Let me say this, let me not be about in the country now, in the city areas. And the parents for those children, they are, I don't want to say they are poor, but they are unable to finance the children traveling from where they live to go to school then, because maybe they have to catch one bus, and the one bus now would probably, when it passes at maybe 5 o'clock in the morning or say 6 o'clock, it is so rural that if that bus or taxi pass and they are not out there to get it, they cannot go to school for the day, so they're going to miss school. Sometimes it's felt so depressing when you find your friends. Okay, yeah, that too. So they are able to, the mother, so the parents now say, okay, my biggest daughter is living in the city. It is easier for the second child or so to go and live with that person, with that sister. Remember, as an older sister, right? And this parenting style that that sister may show or have may not be in keeping to what the parents would have shown towards her children or their children when they're all under one roof. Remember, now they are, as Titi said, they are going to be away from the original home. Sometimes they become depressed because what they're going to be they don't have this big property to go and play, or they cannot go from house to house because the city life is different from the very rural one. The very rural, they can everybody know you, so you can go to anybody's house, and you can, if you're hungry, you can get something to eat from your neighbor or within the community. But in the city life, it's different. Everybody is to themselves. So you go to school, you come in, you're locked in the house. You're not really out to socialize because in the city life, it carries a lot of good things, but it has a lot of dangers in it, right? So in the rural part, here you have to compare them, the country, let me say the country parts. You would find that children would not readily want to have, say, relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend. But in the city areas, it is very popular, it is accepted. There are a lot of things, right? And people dress differently in the city areas. If we look at that too, they wear more shorts and more modern, kind of nice looking clothes. But then when they're at their parents in the country part, they may wear long skirt or long pants reach down to the ankle. Or, the dressing is different, the hairstyle is different. The taste for food is different. They no longer want the breadfruit, yam, and banana. They want the KFC and those sort of things to eat, whether or not it's healthy. So they look at the food, the way they dress, the overall discipline. Or the sister may just not see anything wrong if your little boyfriend come over and they sit down and talk to one day the sister not there, things happen. Then next thing you see baby, the sister don't know where to keep you, so she send her back home to your mother. Those are my things I look at when it comes to migration, right? So the parents would normally pack up a lot of food things and take to those. Thank you very much, Tatia. Right? Take to those persons, to the family member. And they know this daughter now would probably take out a breadfruit, whatever, to share with her friends at work or wherever. Right? Okay, her family comes up. So, and you can look at it too, if you look at when a child migrates to another country now, that is like it is again different. As you go along, even with us adults, migration affects people emotionally. Emotionally. When you start talking, sometimes some people run away. Affects people emotionally because I put up my foot, don't put on a fit, and the rude comments that they were writing, so them run gone. Right? So it is all there. Migration do affects persons. It affects the elderly, whatever age you may be, the child or say children. They, as I say, when they're away from their original parents and they come, or if they're even in another country with their same parents, they try to adapt the lifestyle. They try to adapt the lifestyles, even if it is not healthy. So when you were back home in Jamaica, your parents could talk to you and listen. They go to another country where your parents cannot even shout at you, more so to give you a brush with the hand because of what? Yes, sometimes they lock away in their rooms. So the parents would come and say, "Come on now, Tati, you need to come and have your meal." I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And the child may be in there or not, maybe on her phone or something, talking to her friends. Them, there's so much things. So many things I look at when it comes to migrating and the parenting styles towards migration. They are not being held firmly enough. It becomes loosened because they're in a new environment and they're trying to let it become adjusted. And if the children are going to school, you don't want to rush them because you want them to settle in. They need to find new friends at the school. Sometimes they become lonely, as that they are saying here. They become lonely, right? And then loneliness can create peer pressure can bring loneliness. They don't want to be around anybody. They are not happy. Some of them get sick. That's the parents. They have to take them to the doctor to get counseling because you see, I can compare back home. Persons are, as I say, you persons walk. You can walk if you wish to. You can walk, but in another country like here, people don't really walk that much. I was even saying to somebody saying that, it's nice to walk these areas, but when you look while in the vehicle traveling, there were so many big dogs the owners were walking out with. And those dogs are looking so dangerous that, I mean, just by you walking, they would think that you're a bad person to make an attack. So they have this big leash. And so then I said, I don't even think the people can manage a leash because the dog really means to, pull them down too. So the best place for me to see people walk is in the park. That's what I noticed. Because, there were times when I would walk around the and I said to myself, but nobody is walking. And everywhere I walk, I hear people dog barking. Some dogs are looking at me through the window and barking at it. So I say, something, nobody is walking. So once you're passing within their vicinity, they are looking at you as somebody who is going to do something wrong. And nobody passes. They don't even know there's a dog there. So everybody go to the park. So children, right? Teacher called. Yes, and the teacher now would have other to play a very important role. That's why I love teachers so much too in the children's lives, because what? The teachers are like parents for the children at school. And the teacher will be very observant. Oh, Sally is from another country and she's introduced her to the class and all of that. Help her to settle down so she can feel comfortable. But it will take her time because she's going to miss her original friends from where she was coming from. So migration changes styles. It not only parenting, but parenting styles. Because parents sometimes can be laid back, easygoing. Sometimes they can be very firm. They don't give you a breathing space that the children will feel like they're in a prison. If they say they want to go play next door, they tell them no. Go and take up your book. That was a punishment that person would tell their children. If they want to go next door, go and take up your book. Very rare they would say, okay, go for a little time and come back. And when you go, you play like plane was running away. They have to call you again to come and rest and take up your book. Parents of earlier times, every time they want to give you a punishment, they tell us, go and take up your book. Go and take up your book. And which book you want to take, that you have to take up is a book that you read from. Not even the book to do mathematics or anything else, but a book that you read from. Because what they're going to do now, they are going to be watching you and give you a little time. They come and say, okay, where's the book? All right, read something now. So you better be at least was practicing something so that you can read it. And if you read nonsense, they know. Because even the parents cannot read, they are going to listen to what you're saying. They're going to listen, and if they don't see where it makes any sense, they are going to comment. They may stop you and say, okay, read over again. I didn't understand what you were saying. You may not even remember what you read. They start calling words and wrong, So I was just saying. I was just saying. God heard a song. I was just saying that, yeah. Yes, so the parents now have to have a relationship. Thank you, Tatia. With the parents, with the teachers, with the school. Sorry, because the teachers are going to be very observant. And the parents need to at least let the teacher be aware so that the teacher can go out a little extra on the line to help the children. Because, guys, it's not easy, Big people migrate, it is very stressing to adapt to another culture. So you're moving away, adapt into another culture. It's not easy, much more children. But they say that children adapt easier because they're naive. They will just take anything, but adults take a longer time because us adults tend to watch and trying to see which one is the better one. Sometimes we choose the wrong person to be friends. We hear somebody say, "Don't talk to that one," so you pay attention, and But parenting styles can has to be in the forefront. But I know I've seen it that once you migrate, the styles change. Even the parents themselves, the entire styles that they would have been using, they were firm. They try to be on point. They become laid back. They give you more time because they themselves adjusting to the new environment. So they allow you to just go. So you end up now get into the flow. And sometimes it's not that good because you go without even thinking, knowing the dangers. And sometimes too, the parents themselves want to be want to be in a certain category, right? And sometimes they don't want to look as if they're of age, that you're going to say, oh, she has big children. So persons are going to assess their age because they may be having a relationship with someone who is relatively younger than they are. So and then when people move away from the original space, they gravitate to just about anything. So they're gullible, the children are gullible, they do everything. What they would not have done in their original space, when they go somewhere new, they do it. Yes, you'd like to say you're wrong, but yeah. Only thing that with the school system, they have the school bus. Nearly every school have a school bus. Most of them. But some people you follow friends. This one tried to be so nice to her, and she would not know the dangers, peer pressure. Then gone someplace, gone do wrong things, drug pushing and mix up in all kind of something, you know, involving police and all that thing. So it is sad. I think it is good to migrate because everybody wants what's best for their children. But I realize when you look at where sometimes persons are coming from to where they reach, they don't want to remember where they're coming from. They don't want any of their friends to know that they were coming from such a low and a humble lifestyle. They want their children to appear rich. So they quickly buy a car and give them, and they quickly do this, and they're not checking up the costing. And then they're trying to live like the Joneses. So they don't know anything about the Joneses, but they're trying to live like their neighbors. Mm-hmm. Try to live like their neighbors. Right, they are innocent. They don't think like us. They are not thinking like us. They just want to, be a part of a group and feel nice, and then they readily accept, and they are happy. Once they are happy, you say, okay, they are settling down. But sometimes they're reeling into some form of culture shock. You know, some people just, I don't know. I just think that some the older parents, I should say. I don't want to say old time parents, but older parents are to me are more firm with discipline, and they look out more seriously for their children's for their children's behalf betterment. But I think the younger one, I don't want to say they are giggling, but they're kind of happy-go-lucky, easy going, and nothing matters. If the child is even going through a stress period, they will then laugh it off, joke it off, so the child will turn to somebody else or something else or become withdrawn. So to me, parenting styles change according to age group, according to the age levels of children. Yeah, that's true. Choosing their friends wisely. You have to help them choose their friend because you can imagine a person migrate from one country to another. You don't know anything about the person that you're meeting, but they appear to be nice, you're drawn to them. And the next thing you know, there are people who do things that are against the law, and you don't know anything about them. You don't check them out, but you allow your children to become friendly with those persons. The next thing your child is at those people's house and things go wrong. Officers come and find that your child is there. Maybe the child is so innocent, you know, things, and then it's taken up. So I think parenting styles, parents should be firm and maintain their stance in whatever they are doing. Whatever they are doing, they maintain their stance because it doesn't make any sense you're going to give up give up on some of what you think is right or say compromise. But too many times we compromise. Right? We compromise. I get done on these people and then run gone. Tell them what for a few minutes with them. Yes, Sonia dear. Choose their friends wisely. That's what we need to do. Help them to choose their friends and guide them along. They're in a new space. They're not accustomed to that space. So you have to help them. You can't throw up our hands and leave them alone to do all the deciding because they're not able to understand. Not able to understand at all. They're going to run into problems. They're going to run into problems. Run into serious problems. It seems as if many persons are going to come on tonight because those guys were trying to test me. But I put something in their lens so they run, they are gone. I put them off. I put them one side. They can't come on. As I turn on the light, it's like they were there waiting by the door. As I turn on the light, they jump in and come on with that sort of rude behavior. Those rude commenting, correct. They were joking. That kind of things like that. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. I don't know what person's views are. You can share your views on what you think about it. What you think about what you think about yeah man, because I give I time them out so them gone elsewhere. They are too out of order. When you see they behave like that, it's nothing more than they take their parents' phone or they're playing around. I've never seen that yet. Twerk, so many twerk, and foolishness. Man, I won't be staying on very late. But I said, let me come and share some points or some persons would have had something to say as well. I like to hear from persons. How can migration? We're looking at parents and children. Yeah, spams. Yeah, joking around. And if you don't stop them, they will allow persons to want to leave because they're going. Those persons are unknown. They say, okay, why don't you stop them? And that's not just playing around. They don't have any purpose, but just playing. I'm a serious lady when it comes to doing things. I don't come to waste time. I'm not a time waster. I can't waste time because time is too precious. All right, so I don't know what you guys have to share. We are not going to have a long life tonight because I am really, really tired. But I say, let me come and let us spend some time. And the place is cold. I don't know, March is so cold. Anybody else want to share anything? Have any point that you want to share? Anything different from migrating from one place to the next and looking at, yeah, but that's what I did. So that's why them gone. Them run gone. So they cannot come back. I give them a good time out. Right? How look at we looked at parenting skills with migration. And if we look at what is happening in the news, right? You can imagine if you should carry your children and you are coming and you experience what I've been hearing in the news, what are you going to do? Some gone through, some not gone through, right? You're going to be so confused. So it's like you're going to a place everybody wants to go, needs to go together. But if something is not right, some is going to go through and some don't go through. So what the bottom line is, whatever you're doing, make sure that everything is clear for everybody. Whether going to a school or to college or what just to migrate to live, make sure they have all the necessary documents. Right? Likewise, you're moving from the rural to a city area, you need to carry some recommendations from the institution that the children were attending before. So at least it wouldn't appear as if it's the first time they're going to be going to school. They will be going to school. Or you're moving to a community, nobody knows if you're a bad person, does bad things. So the place that you're going to live may ask you to get a recommendation because they may not know you. And nobody would want to rent to their property if you're a criminal. But you can still hide that part of it and get your information and come as if you're clean, which should not be healthy to everybody. Some just want to look on the positive side. The positive side, right? The phone is there to me. Look on the positive side. Once you're migrating, you have to think of a lot of things, changes, and how well you're able to adapt to those changes, right? Migration is change, moving from place to place. And you can encounter many difficulties. Many difficulties. But once you're so structured and organized, you would not have any problem. Like I said, you look at it, migration within, you can look at it within the same parish, from the rural to the city. And you can look at it from the one country to the other. Right? Migration calls for changes. And migration can be good, but what it does, where you're coming from, it's like the growth has stopped there. Where you're going to, that's where growth is going to take place. So if you look at some communities, I know too, people migrate, go to the city to live. The schools in those areas in the rural have few children, and the one in the city is overpopulated. The city is already overpopulated with people, and the rural part is very sparse, very few. Not the houses are far apart, so, but in the city they are closer. But the only thing in the city, you have all access to different facilities, different things, easy access, right? Unlike in the rural places, post office close early, before close from 3 o'clock because they name postal agency, and those in the city that are named post office, they close at 5. And within the city, yes, some job offers, yeah, can cause, yeah, because imagine the parents are working in the city, they're working in the rural part, and they get a job offer that pays more or has more benefit. They move from where they were to the city. Where they move from, the growth stopped there. right? And where they go now, they're going to see the lifestyle different, more restaurant, more people, other better facilities available. They're not going to want to go back to where they're coming from. No, nobody no want to go back. Even when you leave your country to another country, you adjust and you like what you see. You start comparing. You know, say, you can't better go back no more. You used to walk up the hill with the bucket of water and it wet you up and you're going up. You can't bother because when you're in the city, the tank is on the roof with the water, right? Right? It's on the roof. So you have the water in the pipes, in the house, in the kitchen, in the shower. But in the rural part, you have to get the water maybe from the spring or someplace to go up to the house and throw it in a pan and wash off yourself. Throw the water on yourself. So when you move, migrate, it's always for the better. Always, I think, for the better. But some people, when they become old, they want to go back to where they were because they want to go to a sort of quietness. Quietness. But I believe when you migrate and you like it, you adjust so many years and accepting it, there's no point in going back. I don't think there's any point in going back. And that is why people, when they move away, their whole mindset is not to go back. So no matter what difficulty they are going through, they are going to stay where they are. They're not going to go back because they are always going to be comparing. And after being, they're adjusting to what they see now, where they are, they don't think they should. You can go out and you can get a taxi, or the bus can take you from one point to the next. But coming from where you were, you may have to walk a little bit too. You have to walk. Although the walking is good exercise, but having worked, being on your feet all day working, who wants to go and walk all half a mile to go home? The water cannot come up the hill. There's not many lights on the road because some of them they are far apart. And everybody wants to live closer because you're accustomed to that in the city areas, right? So as I look at it, the styles are different. Parenting styles are different, right? And most times it's hard to adjust. It's true, hard to adjust because imagine as a parent, you move to the city or to say to another country where they can internalize the country, but you move to the city, yeah, it's everything you have to buy. Because not like when you're in the rural part, you have nearly in the rural part, people will buy things too, but it's cheaper. Whatever you need in terms of food, it's cheaper. But grocery might be a little more expensive, you know? So, but in this city, you have to buy everything. While in the rural parts, you can have some containers and you can plant something in it and put it at the back of your house or the side. But in the city, you don't have anywhere for that. Every space is occupied with a building. Right? You can't just put it there. Somebody just come and take out the pan and everything and gone. Right? So it is so rigid. This parenting styles. And the parents have to be firm. Firmer than when you're in the rural. Or when you go to another country, you have to be firm. Parents have to choose. Parents have to choose. Parents have to choose. They have to know. They have to meet the parents for those friends that you have, that their children is friendly with. You have to meet them. You have to know them. Doesn't make sense. You have your children that you try your best with. I've seen it happen. And going through high school did very well. And when it comes to maybe the last year in high school or midway college, doesn't want to go any further, go and shack up with people and all kind of something. You see, but this was not the child that I brought up. Yes, the rural ones, they share their ground population. I'm telling you, they don't give you the worst. And they don't plant just one little planting tree. They will give you all a whole planting or a whole big hand. And whatever it is, it is to me, it's always better. But it's just that it's kind of harder if you want to move up because if you become stuck, there's no way of it. If you're stuck, you might not be able to get out. You're going to so comfortable, but at least you try to push your children. And when you push your children, that era is going to fade out, no, because they are gone. They will come and visit, but they're not going to want to come back and live. Like I said, you go to another country, England, America, Canada, wherever, even in the Caribbean, they see where they're gone as better, nicer, so they don't want to come back. If it's not, if you're not careful, they wouldn't even want to come back and look for their family members because they get caught up in the affairs of elsewhere. It's easier and they like it. So the older person may stuck, right? But it's still good. Migration helps. It causes brain drain because if all the nurses move from the community and go live in the city, then the health center facilities or the hospital facilities will not be good because everybody gone. The schools are lessened and they're gone. Children are gone to the city schools, which is overpopulated, and the rural ones, few children are in the classrooms. Not sufficient. Yeah. So when you're used to a different life, yes, that yeah. When you're used to a different life, you get accustomed to a different life and you compare it. You look at the present one as the better one. Who would want to go back to the one that is harder? Nobody. You're looking at later years where you want to be comfortable. No, I remember the days person would want to, okay, they need to go and travel, work the money, and then they say they're going to build a big house and whatever, whatever. But you realize now, nobody really wants to. Just a few, I think. A percentage may try to go back and own a house. Sometimes they send the money and they get robbed. Sometimes they go with the money. All manner of evils happen to people. And you wonder, you know? So people tend to become demotivated. Where they go to live, they decide to buy a home and stay there. And then after a while, they don't really better go back home because they already know set up a new home. You know, but with the one back home, they just forget about it. So it stays there and person live there until when the last person live and gone, it is just taken over with weeds. You know that everything is done. New life begins elsewhere. Yeah, so that is it. Good. Rural life is it can be nice if it's only for a little time. But imagine you grew up in it, you have to come out to your bed before the sun rise, you have to go tie out the goat, you have to go check the cow, you go to school, yes, but when you come back home, you cannot stay on the road long because you have to go carrying back the goats come home. You may not have water in the drum, maybe the rain didn't fall, you have to go by the spirit. No, those children in early times, guys, they really had it. And they, those children did so well that they move on compared to now. These children they don't have anything to do. They just get up and they shower and they eat and that is it. They're gone to school or wherever. Whereas before you go to school, everybody have to contribute do their part of the labor. When you return home again, you have to do your part of it. And people usually have a lot of animals. You have pigs, they have cows and goats, they have fowl, rabbit, all manner of things, right? And they have the donkey that takes the load to wherever. So life was really hard, and they didn't have good road and water supply in comparison to now. They didn't have it, but people have changed. People have changed. So the people were stronger then, but the people we get weak now. So they can't, I can't put up on the water on the head. And they were putting the cursing thing with water and then walk and do things. They were healthier, I think, because they would normally, right? Yes, that, yeah, I did too. They would normally, I think they were healthier because having have to do so much exercise and they were exposed to eating the berries and the cherries and the things out there, the natural things. But God help those people who really go through some rough life. They have so much to do before going to bed. And I think that is why in early times, education was not so much of a priority. It was like, to me, common sense. Because they were not all the while going to school. They would be going to the field with their family. Certain time they have to go and get the load, bring it out to the road. Sometimes they have to go on the wherever to the market to help with the selling and help taking out the load from the truck. So they may go to school maybe once or twice for the month. And if it's not reaping time, they may go to school more often. But if it's reaping time and they take goods to the market to sell, you know that they're not going to be at school. And if the family plants a lot of sugar cane, when they're going to cut those acres and acres of sugar cane, the children don't have no time to go. They don't send them to school because they may not cut, but they have to take up the cane. Not like no, you have to grab it, take up the cane and put it where somebody can get it to tie. I used to do that too. To use the cane and tie. And then the people then take the cane and put them out by the road, closer to the road. And the truck or whatever it come and they count them off and pack them up. There were so many things. But I think when I look back, sometimes I look back and say, boy, it was really hard. It was really hard then, but it makes you into a better person. And you cannot give these children now those things to do now. It's not going to work. They went to the place and they can't manage. They cannot manage it. Right? So I think migrating is good. It's good and bad, but we have to look at it to say then, yeah, yes, the grabber truck now makes it easier. You arrange the grabber truck to come and you just grab the cane and throw it into the truck. Just so you spend the day at your place if it's a large place and just load up and load up. Take up all the trash and the cane and throw in the truck. Whereas to me, I don't like the grabber. I like when the men cut the cane, drop it, and the ladies go and take it and put it in a heap and tie it. Then they carry it out. The grabber take up trash, everything, throw into the thing. But it's easier because what you may have one grabber to serve a whole parish. So everybody have to know when they're going to cut their cane for the grabber to come, for it moves around. And sometimes you never get to come back and the cane spoil. I remember my relatives talk a lot of things. The truck was supposed to come and they didn't come. And that is why they never burn cane in night time. They don't burn it. I don't know if they burn it now, but one time they used to burn it. But we never used to burn ours because if you burn the cane, don't pack well. Okay. If you burn the cane and the rain come, cane done, the cane spoil. So if it's a truckload of cane, a ton of cane, you lose it. So they would prefer to cut the cane just as how it is grown and get it prepared, tie it up and get it to go on the truck. But once you burn it, you're losing it. You're going to lose out, spoil. Because by the time it reaches the factory and they weigh it, they look at it, they know. And that's why sometimes the cane goes to the factory. You see, you expect to get 5 ton of cane, they tell us it's 3 ton because some of it's spoiled. I don't know how they do it now. I think everything is done at the factory, but I know where we're living, they had a place where they wait. Everything has changed, everything has changed, guys. Everything has changed. Right? They burn it now to make it easier. But at the same time, I always wonder why burn it. Because when you burn it, some of the juice come out of the cane too, Sometimes the cane burnt in that juice leave in the cane. Nothing you burn out. But I guess it's easier to cut. So after you burn out the trash, then they go through and just cut the cane. That's how maybe it is, right? So what we need to do, we have to encourage persons who, when they're planning to migrate, it's something that you can't just jump into. You have to think about it, give it a lot of thought, because when children are involved, it is not an easy thing. You have to think carefully, although sometimes you make some decisions and you will give it a lot of thought, but sometimes some things go wrong. Because like I said, children have a way of gravitating to persons that you would not readily want them gravitate towards. Yeah, we have money, must and from. Yeah. At one time I took some children to a tour. And I went on a tour and I was going to high school too. I cannot forget it. The sugar factory at Frome. You know. Sometimes they gravitate towards some friends that you would not want them to. And you try to get them away from those friends. You have to go find another place to send them to, migrate them to another place. And with telephone so common now, you send them so many, maybe to another state, they end up getting in touch. Get back into communication with each other. But with what? Migration, somebody has to stand firm. The parents have to be firm. I say when I lose the children. Because I know people have their good up children. They do so much for them. And after they migrate, it breaks their heart. Some migrate from Hanover to Kingston, from Montego Bay to St. Catherine. Once they go from Jamaica to America to anywhere else, once this migration, if they are not strong, they're going to bow under the pressure. And the parents them have to be firm on their toes because they will lose them. And when you lose your children to peer pressure, it's a difficult and heart-rending situation. It's difficult. You have to try maintain your children. Maintain everything about them. Try know everything about them. Although sometimes they will hide things, but try be in their lives. Sometimes you try to be in their lives and they shut you out. They shut you out. They don't want you in there because they claim that you talk too much. So they want to go experiment by themselves. And sometimes they go experiment and never return. Because whenever they do return, it's like a different person. Some go on drugs, some go on all manner of evil things. They become too exposed. Some take up prostitution. They take up a lot of things. And sometimes you look at where you're coming from with them, it will break your heart. Right? So you try your best, but it's when you know you do your best and they strayed. If you don't live to see the end, somebody will be able to say, oh, that was not how she grew that son or that daughter. He strayed and he never returned in time before, things happen. And some are, when they get themselves into gangs, they can't come out of the gang. And you try to talk to them before, and they just hold on to their friend, until things start to go sour. So there are so many things. Migration it's not a simple thing. It's heart-rending. It can be good. It can work out very well. But for those that it worked out very well with, I believe those parents have to be praying and doing a lot of things seriously for those children because, boy, and I tell you, sometimes some people disappoint you. And what you're going to do, you cannot just collapse because they disappoint you. You still keep encouraging, but when you look back and say, oh, I know this child, his parents did so well. They sent him to university. So why he come out and take up that lifestyle? So this new thing that everybody doing, not really new. People get themselves involved into scamming, all those illegal things. So when they get into trouble now, the reflection is put onto the family. Oh, the family was so and so. They did very well. He didn't have to do it. They go mix up, right? They go and mix up. They don't know how to choose their friends, and you try to help them, and they don't want you to help them. And before you help them enough, they hide things from you, that you are not aware of. Because where they are going, they don't know those people very well. So they're going to gravitate to whatever they, get them into. So, guys, I hope I try to release some things that I didn't want to be the one to talk so much. Don't pack well. Yeah, so much about this thing. But I've seen it around and I say, boy, if only some people could relive the past. And something I said, them shouldn't leave the country, should stay in the bush. And then, you try to give people get an opportunity and they mess it up. So we can only help others and help give if we can do, we can say a kind word to somebody, sometimes give them sense, but then later on they realize, remember that you had said something to them and it resonates here and it come back to mind, right? Because we are not God. We can probe it into person what they should. We can only show them and guide them. And if they fail to take the guidance, we have to just leave them there and let them do what they know they can do, because we can't carry this whole thing with them on our neck over the many years that they're alive. And some people are just too don't and some of them are too lazy. And some people don't like to work. A lazy child ends up terribly. Right? So remember to thank you for coming. Tatia, you never leave me yet. I hope you just start a channel so I can come and support you. And for those who have come and have left, wish them all the best and hope that the rest of persons, for some are standing at a distance, they may not come back on the live for the night when they are going to come off. And have a good evening, everybody, and enjoy the evening, whatever is left. And remember to put God first in everything you do so that you can get a reward that is awaiting you. Keeping God out of your life is going to be rough, because you cannot achieve if you're going to have God put aside. You want the blessings, you want to move on, you want to move with your family and your children, wherever they are. Remember that God is our Savior, He is our guiding hand in our lives. So, see you around another time when I do my live and my video. I don't know if I'll be doing it in the morning. The time is sort of running out on me, but I'm trying to catch up. So if I miss it in the morning, I try to do it in the evening. Okay, bye bye.